Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is forensics expert and old-time friend, Dr. Henry Lee. Dr. Lee, my friend, welcome. How are you?
All right.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I was going to say, you too. It's been a while. I think it's been since, what, July? We were together?
Yeah.
So what's new?
Well, first thing, your birthday.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything, coronavirus, this pandemic really affect our life.
Oh, absolutely.
So everything what we do now become virtual.
Yes.
We do a lot of teaching around the world. Early days, you probably have to travel 4 or 5 days.
Right.
Then rest for a couple of days, then come back.
Right.
Like the night before, I was the keynote speaker for Korea National Police, this crime scene conference.
Okay.
There are about 4,000 people attend the meeting. In early days, I have to fly to Seoul, and then I have to have time zone differences, start talking, then try to get back. Now, I just, in my pajama, in my bedroom, I can talk to them. Like we also teaching a Saudi National University a course. Every week we give them a lecture. So this pandemic actually bring the people closer now.
Right.
The world becomes smaller.
Yes.
We just run at the University of New Haven. Last week we have a 43rd Advanced Homicide Conference. Also Arnold Marco Symposium. And this year we talk about staircase death investigation. Right. So many phone calls we received because they missed the symposium. So tonight I want to take this opportunity to show some of the case I showed at the symposium.
Sure.
So share with the Connecticut public. It's something pretty important for people to know. Staircase, probably the most dangerous place in your house.
Yes.
Every year, about 13,000 people die because the staircase incident. Some, are accident, but some are murder.
Right. Exactly.
So it's pretty important for law enforcement and forensic scientists. We have to understand. Also, first responder, emergency people have to preserve the evidence. There are so many famous staircase murder case in this country. A lot of us still a mystery unsolved.
Right. And last time you and I were together, you started telling a story before we ran out of time about one of the cases.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we can pick up from where we left off.
We can do that probably. We do the staircase first.
Okay, sure.
Then we probably do that. Phil Spector. That's a lot of public interest.
Oh, absolutely.
Then Connecticut Darien case. So we show that 3 cases tonight. Then we can discuss about the case.
Absolutely.
Okay. The staircase murder actually. Netflix had a movie on that. That's a North Carolina Michael Peterson case. That case, his wife was falling downstairs.
Right.
He think that's an accident. He called 911, report to the police. And however, the police initially think that's an accident, later changed to a homicide.
Right.
So that's why it stirred up a lot of public interest about staircase death. So we did some research. In this country, people died of accident. The first, most importantly, is traffic accident.
Right.
Then drug overdoses. The next one is staircase. I brought some slide. So why don't we show the slide?
Sure.
So 2.5 million deaths in last year. 36,000 died of a fall. Among the falls, 1,300 staircase deaths every year.
Okay.
Next one. A lot of those fall due to alcohol
Right.
and all drug. So the first thing when you investigate, you have to look at the medical history,
Right.
look at any one bottle or beer cans
Yep.
are on the staircase. Next. This case I want to show is so-called staircase murder. Become a movie, TV show, or quite a few books on that case. Next one. So the case fact, basically, that night, two of them, because Michael Peterson,
Yeah.
he
Sure.
is a very accomplished writer.
Okay.
Couple of his books become movies.
Oh,
He
wow.
was Green Beret
Okay.
and fought in Korea, Vietnam, then stationed in Germany.
Okay.
So that night, he received another telegram, the third book being adopted to become a movie.
Okay.
So he opened a bottle of champagne with his wife, sit on a swimming pool. That's his second wife. Drinking, finished the whole champagne.
Right.
Then he opened up another bottle of red wine.
Okay.
Until midnight, his wife say she have to go upstairs to sleep.
Right.
Tomorrow, she have a long trip
Okay.
meeting. She is a businesswoman.
All right.
So he doesn't want to waste the wine.
Right.
He continued drinking until 2 o'clock. He entered a house.
Okay.
As you can see on the staircase, his wife lying there. So he quickly called the police,
Yeah.
emergency people. Next one, that's her. She, at that moment, still breathing.
Yep.
So the emergency people advised him to clean up the nose tail, clean up the face, wash her face, help her breathe.
Right.
By the time detective showed up, she passed away.
Oh no.
Okay, that's the staircase.
Okay.
So that become next one become of course, both them are drunk, and she not the only have 0.07% alcohol. Also, she used Valium. Okay.
Okay.
That's a combination drug and alcohol.
Okay.
Somehow, investigator did not pay attention because people if drinking and with Valium, they basically disoriented.
Right.
Next one. Somehow, the chief medical examiner decide they ask her to reinvestigate, and she override original medical examiner. She thinks this is a homicide because the Bureau of Investigation have a couple of detectives.
Right.
They look at the scene, say blood spatter, that much blood, it has to be beat up repetitively.
Right.
Next one. So that's the so-called blood spatter. What produced that? So initially people look at the wow, that much blood, how can you fall
Right.
with that blood? Next one. So this is the blood stain expert. His name is Dwayne Deaver. He did some experiment. He said definitely speeding. Next one. So he did a lot of experiment. Use mannequin. He think use a fire poker.
Okay.
Beat
Yep.
up. So some people think that's just like a watermelon effect. When you fall, your head can crack like a watermelon.
Right.
Next one. Next one. So
There we go.
you even have people say her death's due to the owl attack.
Right.
So that's an owl theory.
Okay.
I was contacted. I don't think owl or watermelon. What we think is somebody coughing, aspirating blood.
Gotcha.
Okay, next one. Initially, of course, nobody believed the cough can create that much blood spatter.
Right.
However, now with this pandemic, they really did some research now. Each cough can produce thousands of spatter.
bless you.
Yeah, sneezing exactly.
There you go. There you go.
Just like
Just like that.
yeah. Next one. So I testify on that. Of course, the prosecution doesn't like that very much.
No.
Even they use the media try to attack me, say nobody can say cough like that.
Right.
In addition,
Yes.
Michael Peterson he have a good friend, both in military service
Okay.
and they serve in Germany. Two of them made agreement. If one die, the other will take care of the family. So sure enough, his friend unfortunately died.
Oh no.
So he have to take care of the family.
Okay.
His wife and two kids. His friend's wife also fall down the staircase.
Okay.
Except the military and German people think that's accident.
Ah. Okay.
So, however, North Carolina, the chief medical examiner, picked up the body,
Right.
re-autopsy said died of a homicide. So, Michael Peterson became a serial killer. That's become so famous.
Right.
Okay. Next one. So, coughing, sneezing. Now everybody understand. So, when I talking about coughing, sneezing, very few people believe that. Next one. That actually, if you examine closely, next one, all those blood spatter, it's just one on top of each other.
Yep.
Not produced by
Right.
one shot. And also lack of a center. That usually when you cough, have air bubbles
Right.
mixed with blood. So it deposit on the surface, when it's dry, air bubble gone. So that's we saw the
Yeah.
ghost center.
Correct.
So with that, next one, somehow they have a negative publicity. Think I'm a defense hired individual.
Right.
And so make a long story short, the first trial I involved become a hung jury.
Aha.
And the next trial, I did not go there. They convict him because Sam, North Carolina agent Deaver, testify as a poker.
Yep.
Keep beating. Next one. So a lot of time, the forensic scientists were under a lot of pressure by the prosecutor, defense attorney, media, all over the place. Next one. Next one.
Oop. There you go.
So we're between the science and law, squeezed in the middle.
Yeah.
As a scientist, like last time we talk about, we have to call as it is.
Right.
Doesn't matter you like it or not. Unfortunately, the court is not that, like that. The prosecutor only one portion in favor of their case. Defense only want a portion of the testimony in favor of their case. So we're kind of squeezed in the middle. Next one. But somehow, justice always prevails.
Right.
This case, Agent Deaver was arrested for plant evidence on another case.
Okay.
So of course this case under review too. So that case, this case also reversed.
Right.
Next one. So even Attorney General under fire. Next one. So Agent Deaver now he was convicted for lying. Is served in jail. Michael Peterson make the deal with the state. Now come out now. Next one. So we want the public
Right.
to trust the police, trust the justice system.
Absolutely.
Then we have to show the community and police we're in the middle, doesn't matter what happened, trust us. Because if you change your testimony, because whoever saw it, and like his Agent Deaver did, nobody trusts the justice system anymore.
Right.
Nobody trusts the forensic science anymore.
Right.
So next one. So now everybody understands this coffee issue now.
Okay.
Early days, we did a lot of experiment at the University of New Haven. We swallow some ink,
Okay.
milk with dye, okay? Then cough out and to reproduce what the coughing, aspirating. So we think that case could be accident. Next one. So the next case I will talk about is reliability and impartiality.
Okay.
Justice Purdue once said, if the law has made you a witness, remain a man of science. You have no victim to revenge, no person to ruin or save. You must keep your testimony within the limit of science.
Right.
Okay, next one. So important for us. However, we often become in the middle. When we testify for prosecution, the defense lawyers say we are biased.
Oh, absolutely.
Same testimony, if we testify for defense, prosecutor always accuse us as the higher gun.
Right.
So it's very difficult. Whatever you do, one side going to accuse you.
Okay.
Next one. So Michael Peterson over this Phil Spector
Right.
is the case. Phil Spector that night have dinner with at the restaurant, and because the waitress so nice to him,
Right.
so he ate the dinner about $70-some.
Okay.
He give $500
Tip.
tips.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a good tip.
That's a good tip.
Absolutely.
When I first come to this country, I work in a restaurant. I got $5, $3.
There you go. Not
Anyway.
500.
Oh, not $5, not even $100.
There you go.
So she, so nice. She's so happy. Said, Mr. Spector, I'm off now. Can you show me around? Phil Spector said, okay, what do you want to see? I want to go to this Hollywood bar, okay?
Okay.
Make a long story short,
Yes.
and somebody called Lonnie Clark, she also a movie star.
Okay.
She played B-role, this Amazon queen. She shows the muscle and
Okay.
kick all the men, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
And but she that time is 40 something now. She doesn't have any apart. So she worked in this bar club as a bouncer, female bouncer.
Right.
So somehow she kicked this Phil Spector's, whatever, this female waitress out of the bar and tell Phil Spector, I'm more experienced, I can keep you company.
Right.
So Phil Spector said, okay, what do you want to see? She said, I want to see your castle. So they went to her home.
Okay.
Sly, that's the castle.
Oh, wow.
So as previous slide shows, she somehow died in that chair.
Right.
So the previous slide, Los Angeles sent 200 some and 3 detectives and forensic scientists, medical examiner went to crime scene, just 5 by 5,
Right.
a small place,
Small, yeah.
like this, and people on top of each other collect evidence. So 38 hours later, we got to the crime scene, next one. So they already removed the chair, removed the gun, removed the body, nothing left. Except on the carpet, do you see something, P?
I do.
Yeah, that's a blood stain.
I see that.
So that's the only thing left there. Next one. So I took a close exam. I found a couple blood stains on a staircase.
Right.
And that piece is from the carpet.
Yeah.
There are some white thread-like material. Can you see that? So those white material,
Right.
as a good forensic scientist, those are not from the carpet. Where they come from?
Exactly.
So I decided to collect that.
Okay.
So I give it to prosecution. They don't want it.
Why not?
They say they already finished the
They
exam.
don't. Yeah.
So I give it to the defense. They don't want it.
Oh, nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
No, no.
So I kept that, seal it.
Right.
Maybe someday become important.
Right.
So that's the star of this case.
Right.
Next one. Next one. So I collect all those fabric,
Right.
seal in the envelope. Next one. So forensic course 101, when you fire a gun, what happened?
When you fire a gun, the bullet.
Bullet goes forward.
through, yeah.
But the gas
Right.
will escape, and that called gunshot residue,
Okay.
GSR,
Okay.
going to deposit on your hand.
Okay.
So the shooter's hand should have some GSR. If the target, let's say, were close,
Right.
if I fire the gun on your clothes,
Okay.
may have some GSR.
Okay.
So the first thing is to look at the GSR.
Sure.
Okay, so they should swap Phil Spector's and Lonnie Clark's hand.
Right.
Then we know who fired the gun.
Exactly.
The next thing, next one.
Next.
So if we put the gun in the mouth,
Right.
like Lonnie Clark did, okay, you fire the gun, so backspatter, blood will come out of the mouth.
Right.
Will deposit on the gun, deposit on the person's hand.
Right.
So that's what we should looking for.
Absolutely.
Next one. So again, Phil Spector's bar, his home have a bar. Look at how many drinks 2 of them consumed.
Wow.
And so his hand, his white collar cocktail coat
Yep.
has no blood and no gunshot residue. No GSR.
Right.
So that tell forensic scientists a he probably wasn't close next to a discharged gun.
Right.
Next one, Lonnie Clark. Closing, her hands have GSR. Also, we notice a fingernail chipped.
Okay.
Right? So, unfortunately, when we get there, the body already removed. So we only can examine the photograph. So obviously, they say they collected found gunshot residue. They collected clothing, have high velocity spatter.
Okay.
So we ask where the fingernail.
Right.
Guess what? They say, I took it.
What'd you do with it?
What did I do with it? So that's exactly my question.
Right.
Next one. Next one.
Here we go. Here.
So 3 witnesses at the scene.
Okay.
Los Angeles detective say red fingernail. I took a red fingernail. Judge asked what the size of fingernail. The whole fingernail. Of course, judge says that's not real.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nothing to do that.
Right.
Get out of the court.
Get out.
The second person, a lawyer, say some white material like a tooth. Dr. Bodden took it. I did not take anything. Judge said there are no tooths. Okay. The third lawyer, and so he's defense lawyer. She is a defense lawyer.
Okay.
But by that time, she was fired from the case.
Ah.
So she said, I took a white stuff. So the prosecutor say, is that like a fingernail? Yes. How long it is? She said 1 inch. Now, that become I took a white fingernail.
Right.
There's no fingernail. So judge made a ruling, said whatever I took the fingernail, have to. I said, Judge, I did not take a fingernail.
That wasn't me.
Next one. The newspaper, of course, like the wildfire.
Of
Every
course.
night, this television talk show, I took a white fingernail.
Right.
Luckily, a lot of newspaper, a lot of people knows me.
Absolutely.
They say, why I take a fingernail for? Stupid, right? So next thing, I come back from Italy. I tell them what I did. Also, before the trial, I already sent to Los Angeles Police Department, Forensic Scientific Services.
Right.
They signed it. So whatever I took, they already have it.
Right.
They did not tell the judge.
Oof.
So, as you can see, we have to be fair with the system. Doesn't matter. Just say, hey, if I took a fingernail, I tell you I took a fingernail.
Absolutely.
Why? What the sort of the big deal on top of that?
Right.
That fingernail is a acrylic. It's a fake fingernail. Nothing to do with the case. She
No, of
probably
course not.
cracked in a bar or someplace,
Right.
who knows? And somehow they like to make something,
Right.
make you like you're guilty.
Exactly.
Luckily, the judge, next one, luckily I kept all the communication
Right.
with all the lawyers and the prosecutor. I say I have a white thread, and next one. Next, so Judge ruled I'm not contempt of the court, so it's
All
over.
right.
Next one. So what happened with some lawyer and media? Sometimes they twist the report and fact to mislead the court or change the public mind about forensic science and forensic scientists.
Right.
Or change the science to fit twist the fact. Many they request DNA test. Last time we talked about all evidence test
Right.
DNA, maybe contamination, maybe mixture. Utilize the media and web news. Now with this website news.
Right.
It's horrible. You don't know what is real, what is not.
Absolutely.
Every day, just people attack each other, and any major case, they start attack forensic scientists, start attack police, start attack forensic laboratory, discredit them, and of course, with the public outcry, they demand review or even close some laboratory. So, who get benefit?
Exactly.
It's not the public.
Yeah.
So the next case I want to talk about is the case did not finish last time. Next one.
Okay.
So we saw this news splash, media, everything. This actually is from New York Times.
Okay.
New York Times yesterday have an article say which one you going to trust now. We saw those web news. Next one, on the same subject, have hundreds different opinions. This case happened in 1985 in Connecticut,
Okay.
called George Taylor homicide. George is retired ex-Marine, lived in the area, and early morning, his wife called the police. She said, middle of the night, some unknown intruder come in, kill his husband, and severely beat her up.
Oh boy.
The police took her to hospital. She stayed in hospital so long. And Mr. Taylor was killed by multiple stab wounds and hit with blunt object. So 2 o'clock in the morning, I received a phone call, request my assistance. So 4:30, I got to the area. We start examination the scene. Make a long story short, next to her body, we found bloody shoe print.
Okay.
Can you see that? Can you see a shoe print?
I can.
Right?
Right.
And we try to use chemical enhance it. This shoe print have a pattern like a checkerboard, Chinese checkerboard. Right. So that consistent with Puma design. So based on the crime scene, based on the scientific evidence, we think this is a burglary-related homicide.
Okay.
Because on the floor, if you just now pay, I know you probably see it,
right.
A broken chair,
Yeah.
broken pieces of glass. The suspect break the glass, kitchen glass, open the door, got in,
Right.
burglarized. When husband wake up George, he start attack him. Wife wake up, he hit the wife so bad, knock him down on the floor,
Okay.
and kill George. So we said looking for a person wear Puma sneaker. This case wasn't solved by us.
Okay.
It's solved by a plumber. That's why Norwalk newspaper that time called Rooter homicide.
Okay.
A priest living therein owned a house, 3 floors
Right.
in Norwalk. Rented out. One of the family rented 1 floor, called the priest, say the toilet bowl stuck. So priest called a plumber, sent him to fix the toilet. The plumber tried to fix
Right.
it, somehow cannot get through.
Right.
So he have to take the toilet bowl apart, start digging.
Right.
Next one, start dig,
There you go.
and found 2 credit cards, bandit and stuck in there.
You and I talked about this last time we were together.
Exactly.
You and I talked about
Yeah.
that. That's right.
So he tell the family, hey, that's not the place for credit card.
Right. I thought
The mother said, that's not our credit card, it's George Teller, not us. So Palmer doesn't know who's George Teller, so
Right.
took the credit card, gave it to the priest.
Ah.
Priest looked at it, 3 days ago, Miss Teller was murdered. How the credit card, victim's credit card, get to this family's toilet bowl?
Right.
So priest called the police.
Mm-hmm.
Police got the search warrant
Came in and did the search.
the house. And next one, the suspect's brother tell the police his brother Hassan have a sneaker. So that's how they got the sneaker.
Gotcha. Okay.
They got the sneaker is Sunday. So they called me right away. Early days, it's 85. I have a laboratory in my basement to do some tests
Yeah.
because weekend a lot of police and people come
Right.
the evidence. So they asked me to look at the pattern. I say similar. And we found some blood stains, some glass chips, some fibers, some hair, and American black hairs.
Mm-hmm.
So 85, that's, we have all those notes and core exhibit next one. They're in police. You can look at the date.
Right.
And February 07, 85, they come to my house Sunday, 10 o'clock. So I remove the blood stain. Them consuming testing.
Right.
Already removed.
Right.
So 30-some years later,
Mm-hmm.
the lawyer say, we're wrong. Okay, next one, because that's our worksheet. We say blood stain already consumed, examined. All right, that's my assistant did the testing.
Okay.
Next one, 30-some years later, they say, we're wrong. The blood, it's not there. We made it up.
Right.
Say, I did the 40 DNA. 1985, there's no DNA yet.
No.
1989, that's the year Star in US did the DNA. Today's DNA technology is completely different than 89.
Right.
So 85, we did the DNA. This report, but the public doesn't know.
Right.
Unless people study the DNA,
Maybe.
start laughing. What's the headline saying?
Exactly.
Next one. 30 years later, they send a sneaker request to DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
The laboratory said no blood was found, but they found DNA.
Right.
Now the lawyers say the laboratory cannot confirm we found blood, therefore we made up.
Right.
No blood.
No.
Then how DNA get there?
Exactly.
All right?
Right.
Whose DNA?
Whose is it?
That's the big issue. Next one. That's 30 years later. The sneaker already examined by so many people because the shoe print become important. FBI exam, the Connecticut State Police Lab exam, defense attorney exam, defense expert exam. Everybody ink the shoes.
Right.
So many people touch the sneaker. Now you found a little DNA. What does it mean? Next one. So, what's the explanation? No blood but has DNA. Who did the DNA test and the DNA found in the sneaker? Why they don't test the suspect's DNA? That may be his.
Right.
They did not. They just say it's not victims. So they just twist the fact and start attack.
Mm-hmm.
we don't own a newspaper. I don't like to put the stuff on the website, and
No.
so a lot of colleagues of mine start saying, that's all bull.
Right.
Excuse my language.
No,
but,
no, you're fine.
So now, of course, people start understand. I want the public to understand. They should have the confidence, trust of a Connecticut State Forensic Lab.
Absolutely.
And they're in police department, and Connecticut State Police investigate this case. Next one. Why they don't focus on the credit card?
Right.
How did it get there? Victim's credit card
How to right.
disappeared from his wallet.
Right.
Next one. So standard is important. I agree. We should have standard.
Absolutely.
But everybody should follow. Scientists will follow scientific standard. Lawyers have to have legal standard.
Right.
We all have to have ethics standard.
Yes.
Next one. So, okay. This is a test.
Oh boy.
A while ago, they did some survey.
Okay.
Which profession are honest and ethical in this country? What do you think?
Forensics.
Not first. The most trust is nurse.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes doctor don't
Right.
tell you what you sick. Nurse will tell you exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay. The second group is what? Which profession?
Second group, I would say, would it be doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
All right.
The third group.
I'm going to go off a whim here and say politicians.
You can trust politicians?
Well, one in particular that you and I know pretty well is Jim Amon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, the third
yeah.
group,
What?
next one, is teacher,
All right. Okay.
especially K-12 science teacher.
Right.
okay?
Exactly.
The next group,
Yeah. Is.
clergy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The next group,
Yep.
scientists, engineer scientists.
There you go.
The next one,
Yeah.
police officer.
All right.
So that's the sign
That's a sign.
people can trust.
All right.
This side is
Yeah.
people cannot trust.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Which one you think on the list?
I would say the politician is on that side of the list.
Good, smart.
See?
Next one, reporter.
Oh, thanks. Except
But
me.
Except you. Except people. Public TV always
Right.
pretty trustful.
Absolutely.
Major media is trustful.
Yeah.
Sometimes sort of depends on their political stand.
Absolutely.
Next one, Senator Blumenthal probably don't like this.
I
one.
wouldn't think so.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
Next one, congressman.
Okay.
Next one, president.
Well,
Next one.
All right.
Used car salesman.
There you go.
So, okay.
All right.
That's basically I want to share with you and the public. And, you know, today is so difficult as a
Right.
forensic scientist.
Absolutely.
I'm really lucky to have a good career, 64 years. Now I retire. I don't take any cases anymore.
Nope.
But I really hope the younger forensic scientists. Last week I talked to Texas A&M University, and a week ago talked to Maryland and Loyola University.
Sure, absolutely.
All those people, young forensic scientists, they're going to graduate soon.
Right.
So they asked me to talk to them.
Come and speak.
I say, you're going to face a lot of pressure, which when I entered the field, we did not. But the last 10 years,
Right.
the pending is shifting.
It's swinging.
And you guys have to really, stick up the profession, call us it is.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter what kind of pressure you face. Right. Once you change your opinion, because the public opinion or because news media, you change your result,
Right.
sooner or later, they're going to catch up with you.
Right.
Just like Deaver did. If we dishonest opinion, nothing they can do. The most, they just attack you.
Right.
And once they found out, for example, Peterson case, now everybody, coughing, sneezing,
Yeah, right.
can have spatter. Because
Absolutely.
before, when I introduced that, because we did a lot of experiment, we know that.
Yeah.
But the public, how come the newspapers say impossible? You sneeze, have thousands spatter, and suspend in the air? Yes, allow.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
B, it's good to see you.
You too. Well, we still got a little bit more time left.
Really?
Absolutely. We got.
No.
Oh yeah, we got about 10 minutes left.
10 minutes?
Yeah, but 8 minutes actually. 8 minutes. But what I want to ask you
Sure.
is your thoughts and your feelings about the Doulos case. Another Connecticut case.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I said, scientists, we don't think. We have
Okay.
to look at the evidence.
Okay.
A person disappeared,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Has to be someplace, either walked away or murdered,
Yeah. Right.
right? Or accidentally died.
Absolutely.
In their house, the staircase, we did not see, police did not see a body,
Right.
right?
Correct.
Her car was found next to a park. So that case, when just started, couple of detectives asked me, news media interviewed me.
Okay.
I say, you have to search.
Right.
Sees all the videotape from her house to the school to the park. Okay? Because there are a lot of gas stations, a lot of home have a CCTV camera now.
Absolutely.
Then trace her cell phone,
Yep.
check the mileage, check the gasoline,
Yeah.
how much left.
Absolutely.
All right? So check out the garbage can. So they did think West Hartford found some bloody clothing or something.
Yes.
They should check all the garbage can,
Right.
which apparently did not. Later they checked the garbage dump. In my career, I searched a lot of garbage dump.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Absolutely.
Tons of garbage.
Oh yeah.
You have to use really intelligence, logic to examine the garbage dump. You can't just randomly dig.
No.
You have to talk to the dump keeper, which day, which company, dumping which side.
Right.
Then you have to look at that day,
Right.
her disappearance. That's the one you focus. Of course, they did everything they can do, search, and did not find anything.
Right.
Now, obviously, her husband become a primary suspect.
Right. Correct.
And his lawyer and his girlfriend, of course, become accomplice,
Yes.
suspect. Now, he commits suicide.
Right. Yeah.
Unless he shared the information with lawyer or girlfriend. Otherwise, two of them, nothing they
Right.
can say.
Right.
Maybe they're honest, they don't know.
Right.
Maybe he murdered her and put the body someplace.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult. Like we search quite a few missing person, And of course, she is a mother.
Yeah.
She wasn't just take off, left the kid.
Right.
That many days now, she should contact her mother, her family, or even come back to see the kid.
Right.
So more likely, something unfortunately happened.
Right.
So where's the body?
Exactly.
Early days, we try all the new technique. We even have a naval airplane helping us to take a false infrared.
Okay.
Because the body either in the water or buried in the ground or burned. So it doesn't matter which way. If you use a logic systematic analysis.
Right.
That's why we teach a course, very popular course called Crime Scene Reconstruction.
Okay.
We have detectives all over the world come to University of New Haven to take that course, because the first thing have to think logic.
Right.
You can't really, based on your feeling, say, I have a theory. You don't have a theory.
Right.
That's just a hypothesis.
Exactly.
Hypothesis is a good guessing. It's just guess. So as a police investigator, as a lawyer, as a scientist, we have to look at the logic, look at how to develop the theory. So this case, basically they have to go back to the drawing board to reanalyze. Now, of course, the leaf already fall. So usually better chance to search. All right? Because she is missing, what, June, July sometime?
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
So this vegetation, the area, if she was buried, usually create a lot of newer vegetation.
Right.
Active growth.
Okay.
So also the heat, the ground surface,
Yeah.
and because the body start decompose, a lot of bacteria activity, so the temperature maybe have a differences. So they should take a low infrared fly area, try to form potential spot.
Right.
Then go in with ground penetration radar. Try to see any ground disturbance, any surface underneath it. So start explore, digging. So a lot of tedious work, but as I said, I don't know because I wasn't getting involved.
You weren't there.
I don't know how much gas in her SUV. I think she had a SUV or van.
Right.
And how much gas, where she gassed up, and how many trips she made.
Right.
And in that location, we did do a 360 degree. Then you can pinpoint out the maximum area, her body.
Right.
So this area, any area have wood, stream, or what's the terrain looks like, you do a survey, then plug, then do a scientific survey, then do scientific study, a logic analysis. If you found the body, then the case is resolved.
There we go.
Okay?
Dr. Lee, we're about to run out of time, but before we do, I want to thank you for coming down. Hopefully we'll see you again soon and keep in touch, my friend.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay,
Thank you.
and I'll give you a new picture.
Oh, thank you.
This even have a Chinese
Thank you.
autograph.
Oh, thank you.
All right?
All right. On behalf of Dr. Henry Lee, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.